Alright, welcome back everyone. Appreciate you all being here today. I'm hoping today's video is a good one, and I'm also hoping you're hungry, because we're checking out Austrian street food. This looks to be in Vienna, so I don't know if this is going to be the same, throughout all of Austria. I'm assuming it is. And I'm also very curious to see how Austrian street food compares to the German street food, because, and I could be completely wrong with this, so don't, kill me in the comments, but I feel like the countries are similar as far as their food, and if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Austria speak German, or at least their version of German? So I'm very curious, to see how they equal up and how they match up. And if I'm wrong with that, please let me know how wrong I am in the comments. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Austrian street tour in Vienna.
We are on the hunt for some street food right now, and street food in Vienna you can get throughout the whole city. So let's see if we can find something nice.
What are they cooking there?
We have street food, which is my personal
I love these guys. I love these guys. They're so
You can
good.
get a lot of food to go at the train stations or embassies around the city. So let's eat.
Hallo. Einmal den Klassik im Semmel hätten wir gerne. Zum Mitnehmen, ja. Senf bitte.
All right, so we have Leberkäse and Semmel, which is how they say it in the south of Germany and Austria. We would say Leberkäse, right?
Ja, Leberkäsebrötchen.
But it's in this Semmel, and I have to remember.
All right, bread roll goes by many names depending on where you are in German-speaking areas. Common names in German are, I can't pronounce them. I'm sorry.
For that when I'm in Bavaria or here. And look at this.
Oh
nice, beautiful. So Leberkäse is like corned beef, pork, all ground up together and made in kind of like a meatloaf looking thing, but the consistency is way more airy. And so we got it mit Senf, normale Senf, not Süßes Senf. Smells
Take
nice.
off the mustard.
I'm
It
hungry.
looks delicious. Oh,
They're
that
like,
bread
this
too.
total was €3.50. Edges of the loaf are usually a little browned, which is always nice.
All right, I'll give it a try. I wonder if it's more an Austrian or a Bavarian thing. I don't even know. Maybe if you know, let us know in the comments. But
If you know, let us know in the comments, because that looks
I would personally get it with
delicious.
ketchup. Maybe that's a big no-no here, but I would.
Also, what do you prefer, mustard or ketchup? For me, I don't like either too much, but if I had to pick one, it would be ketchup, and I would only put it on a burnt hot dog.
Do that.
That's it.
Another street food that you might want to try while in Vienna is sausage, because they're famous for their sausages as well. If you think about it, Wiener sausage, we in Germany we call it Wiener Würstchen. That's from Vienna. If you're lucky, you come across one of
We
these
have
sausage
Vienna
stalls
sausages
throughout
here.
the city, and this one is in front of the Albertina, very famous building. We're just gonna get one and have it in the street. This looks amazing. It looks like a
It
huge
looks
turkey.
delicious. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
so he emptied the bread and then he shoved it onto the spike and then he cut a nice little tip onto your sausage.
Oh yeah, nice. Why does he do that?
I don't know. Look at this.
Ooh. Circumcised. Yeah, funny names here. This one is a Käsekreiner.
Okay. Did he take a roll and... Did I see that right? And he shoved it on the spike and then just made a hole for the wiener to go in? That's a... That's a weird way to say that, but that was...
I think it's just a cheese sausage. There should be mustard in
That was
there.
really cool. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Let me swallow. The sausage is the most
I love this guy.
moist,
He's so
cheesy
funny.
sausage I've ever had, I think. This was exactly €5. I think it's a decent value.
I don't know why this looks so funny. So many people are just walking down the street with their
wieners.
with their wieners in a blanket.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's windy.
That's such a good idea. I
Yeah.
never thought about
Wow,
that.
the hair's blowing. What? This is the most beautiful shot of all time.
Dude, Käsewurst and with Senf, mit Senf, so good. So good.
Also, the environment pretty nice here. That's the Albertina building, and that's a big sausage. Very nice. Very quick reminder, if you like this kind of videos or Austrian food, or maybe even us, please give this video a thumbs up. And also, 80% of you watching this video are not subscribed, so please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to further support us, you can do that on patreon.com/DianaandPhil. But now, back to the video.
So we are moving on to my favorite meal of the day, dessert. I love sweet things, and we are going to hopefully get multiple
doesn't?
desserts in this video.
Yeah, the bells are announcing it. It's time
for
something
dessert.
sweet.
Ah,
All right, so we have Kaiserschmarrn
Kaiserschmarrn, yes.
here. I have so much trouble with that word, but it looks
Okay.
amazing. So it's pretty much like a fluffy pancake.
Okay,
They
cool.
call it
That looks-
Emperor's Mess. It originates
It
here
looks
in
delicious.
Austria, and it smelled so good. There's a to-go box stand where you can get it. It's made with flour, eggs, sugar, and a lot of butter. We saw the butter melting
Yeah, it
on there.
looks so good.
It looks so good. Very fluffy too. We ended up getting this one with powdered sugar and a berry mix on top.
Yeah, the other one they had was a prune mix.
This is an Austria-Hungary dish. I'm really excited to try it. All right, here we go, here we go. It's very fresh, very hot, very fluffy.
Wow, that's a
Holy
nice piece.
smokes.
Looks
think it's gonna
delicious.
be
Might be
Nice.
hot. Just bite it.
Little
Don't.
gun size.
It should be super fresh.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Good.
I love this stuff. I think every time we have any type of dish from Austria or Hungary, I'm always a huge fan. Yeah, the first time I had this was in Bavaria. We were in Munich, and I fell in love immediately. And I can tell you, I'm glad I'm having this at the end of our trip because I probably would have gotten this every day, which would not be good for my health, but it tastes so good. 10 out of 10. These are like my thing. All right, you're not getting any.
Looks
Because
really
sharing
good.
is caring.
I wouldn't normally get this. I'm not the biggest fan of the sweet stuff. I get something hot instead. But with the berries, it looks very nice. Ooh, that's nice. It's very moist but fluffy too. I think it's because it's so fresh. Just
So
made. I think it was the first batch of the day.
All right, so we have two desserts here, and we are going to start with the Apfelstrudel, which is probably the most famous, world famous. It originates here in Austria,
Yeah,
specifically the
Apfelstrudel,
region of Vienna.
Weirdly
and,
enough, call me crazy. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it. But I'm
it's
not a big
also
apple
shared
guy.
amongst a lot of
I
other
gotta be in a
countries.
mood for
Germany,
apples.
Poland, there's a lot of variations.
I didn't even know that it originated here, but the word kind of the strudel translates to swirl or like
yeah.
whirlpool.
I read online that the oldest handwritten recipe is in the Rathaus, and it dates back to 1697. Imagine that.
17th
Wow.
century recipe in the city hall. You can probably go and look at it.
How cool. We're just going to give it a go because that's what we're here for.
Can also come with whipped cream. A lot of people do that. What I would prefer is vanilla
So
ice cream.
flaky.
That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's this nice like pastry puff dough and then a lot of cut apples, usually raisins inside as well.
Go for it.
It's way more moist and denser than I expected. That's that's way thicker than I
You need a
thought.
knife. You need a steak knife for
I know, seriously.
that. I want to see you putting that piece in your mouth.
I think I can do it.
Do it.
Well, so far of everything that they've tried, this is probably my least favorite of the food looking stuff that they tried.
Approved.
So
Not
we're
too
doing
sure
this
how I feel
dessert
about
as
the
more of a
raisins being
coffee
inside.
and
I like
cooling
raisins,
kind of
just
day,
not
but,
inside.
a lot of people get it as like a breakfast bakery item. It's not bad.
Yeah, and you can find them everywhere. All right, and then as the last dessert, we have the famous Sachertorte, which is like probably the most famous piece of cake
Oh, so
they
just
have
a
here in Austria. And it's like the
dark
sponge
chocolate
cake with a
icing.
dark chocolate frosting on top, and it has
Interesting.
apricot filling or layers in there, which I really don't like that much because I think chocolate and fruit is not as great as it
Blasphemy.
Very
I think it's
interesting.
overrated. It's actually not that bad.
He just likes to anticipate the worst and then surprise himself.
Yeah.
I kind of just really expect a very chocolatey cake when I look at this. And it's just a little less chocolate than it looks like. The inner part is fairly dry, but the frosting is amazing with the dark chocolate. And you can taste a little bit of apricot. It's not too strong, so I can
that's
definitely
why you like
still
it?
eat this. For me, this is like a 6.5 out of 10.
That's
But if
fair.
you like the fruit stuff, this could become a 10 out of 10.
Another street food snack you can have is a beer from a vending machine. How cool is that?
Why don't we have that here?
That's all you need for a nice Friday evening.
That's all you need. Or an Almdudler.
Austrian pop.
Okay, put
Very
salt instead.
Austrian.
Okay.
Nice. That's so cool to me. Another street food you can get if you want.
A
So
special thank
cool.
you to our patrons for supporting us.
What? Look, I've said it before. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not even really that big of a sweets guy. But why don't we have this kind of stuff here? And maybe we do in some of the big cities. I'm sure New York. I mean, New York probably don't have beer, but I'm sure it's like, you know, they got a lot of street food in New York. That's kind of what they're known for. But you know, I live in the country, so I don't have the street food. But you know, the beer on the side, stuff like that. That is so cool. Just so unique, so cool. But I tell you what, the one I was impressed with the most was that big bread roll that he just shoved on that spike and shoved the wiener inside it and just said, "Here you go." That's such a unique way of doing it, and I might have to start doing that for when I make hot dogs around here, because that's such a unique way of doing it. That's really good. That stuff looked delicious. Please let me know in the comments down below, how similar is it to German street food. They were making the comparisons to Hungary. And let me know, what the comments I made at the beginning, how similar are Austria and Germany as far as the languages and the food and stuff like that. So thank you all so much for being here and watching with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Consider subscribing to the channel. Helps me out tremendously, and it's free for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support and for watching with me. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. See you guys.